Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for this interest. I'm very glad to open this press conference with Commissioner Viviane Reding and Mr. Jürgen Abelt-Andersen and to inform you about a new initiative by the European Commission on international mobile roaming charges. Commissioner Reding, you have the floor.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, I'm deeply concerned that international mobile roaming prices are far too high and that there is a need for much greater price transparency. Now, I have been carefully following the level of rates and their development for some time. There are signs that competition is developing and that new offerings are being brought to market, but I'm still not satisfied. The level of the charges is worrying impediment to doing business in Europe's single market. And the Commission has always been at the forefront on tearing down barriers and free movement of persons between the member states. Now, as I said, I have been looking at this for quite a long time. I have been discussing it over with Europarliamentarians. I have consulted the net, the regulators, and I have also been discussing with stakeholders. And my decision to launch this initiative and to publish the European consumer website, the first of its kind, is linked to transparency and to prices. I announced it, as you remember, in July 2005, and I'm glad to tell you that we have launched the website today. Now, the website is running, and the button for a click on the Europa website will be available in the course of the day. So you will have two ways of reaching the website. Our European consumer website will help to encourage transparency and inform consumers how they can get the best deal. We will provide guidance on how to minimize the impact of these charges, because we know that only a well-informed consumer is a well-armed consumer. The website gives a selection of sample roaming prices consumers can expect to face for their calls, and it tells them what exactly they can do about it. Now, let me show you a few pages and examples taken from this site. First, there is a general introduction to my initiative. Here you have the possibility of 4 calls to action. So, what is roaming? Explaining to people what's all about, what they can do in order to get a better deal, how they will find the information, and I think that is the most interesting now. It is how, if clicking on your home country, you can find illustrative roaming prices for all your operators at home and for some in selected destination countries. Now, because we are here in Belgium, let's just have a look at what's going on for the Belgian customer. So, a Belgian customer roaming abroad could be expected to be charged the following prices, depending on his home operator and depending on the roaming network he or she selects. The prices which you see have been selected by the following way. It is a typical 4-minute voice conversation, peak time, and in September. So here you see, when you look at the prices in Belgium, that it is worth checking your host operator in advance, or even if you are a frequent traveler and you very often utilize roaming, then it is worth checking other home operators who might offer you, in any case, a much better deal. So let us be clear. The final retail prices depend on 3 different parameters: on the consumer's home tariff package, on the home operator, and on the roaming network selected. As we point out on the website, one of the first things a consumer can do to reduce the expenditure is to check the package, which is available from the home operator. And then he can check how he can get a better deal by selecting a specific roaming network in the visited country. And finally, as I already said, and that's what the market is all about, he can change the operator to which he subscribes. And most of all, the frequent traveler should have a look at that. Now, you have seen the situation of Belgium. We have the situation in all member states. I just would like to show you, as an illustrative snapshot, Finland and Malta, in order to make you understand how the prices are very, very different. You will find the lowest price in all Europe in Finland, 0.20 euro, and the highest price in Malta, 12.70 euro. The 0.21 is the one where somebody from Finland calls to Sweden, and the highest one is somebody from Malta is roaming in Latvia. So you see, I mean, this is not normal. And in between, you will find all the prices going. Now, the Commission's new website gives a general guidance and also recommendations for consumers on how they can get a better deal. And for those interested in technical details, how roaming works, for instance, we provide illustration and explanations so that the consumer is really very well informed. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my intention is that this new Commission initiative encourages companies to introduce more innovative and less expensive roaming services. I also urge them to become transparent with their tariffs they are charging the customers. When doing this comparison on tariffs in Europe, I was surprised that very many operators don't make their tariffs available on the net. Every time you find an A in the tariff, that means the tariffs have not been made available. And this is particularly worrying, as under the Code of Conduct of the GSM associations, all operators in Europe have committed themselves to publish their tariffs and to do this on the net. And you will see very clearly that many of them don't do it. For the future, I expect technological dynamism, innovation, and competition to draw prices down. And I hope that today's transparency initiative will bring further momentum to this process, and that it will help the market develop without need of further regulation at EU level. So now the game is in the hands of the consumers and in the hands of the operators, to the ones to ask lower prices and the others to offer lower prices.